Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Shows, because today's the 28th of May 2018. So welcome guys. So we're gonna have a quick look at the markets, what's happening with them right now, what levels to watch out for. But before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So JFD Brokers, the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, a quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page here, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. We throw out different trading shoutouts, just daily analysis. We do a daily analysis every day, and daily analysis every day. I mean, anyway, you understood what I said. So, but yeah, check us out, guys. Feel free. I mean, I think you can find something useful for yourself here. So yeah. JFDbrokers.com, guys. And now let's have a quick look at the markets, and the first one I want to start off with is the FTSE MIB. Now the Italian index. I mean, talk about a quiet day, huh? So we are selling off. I mean, this is a quite decent sell-off, I would say, and certainly this is not looking good for this index overall. I mean, we managed to take out some key support levels here that I was looking at, the 22,200. Then we took out the 21,930 approximately there, and now we're moving lower. I mean, we managed to drop already almost about well, actually we managed to drop from today's high. We managed to drop already about 1,000 points here. I mean, and this continues to move lower. Certainly be very careful, guys. I mean, I would be very careful with those buy orders. I mean, if you want to go in here, but to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't recommend that. And for now, we're just observing this one. We want to see where it's going to close today. I mean, if it's going to close above this support level right here, the 21,930 approximately there, maybe we could see a bit of retracement back towards this area right here, towards this 22,200. But then again, to be honest, I mean, this is looking weak, and for now we're just observing this one. We're keeping a close eye on it, and we're gonna wait for a nice reversal signal first in order to kind of jump into this one. But to be honest, like I said, it's very difficult to predict where this reversal signal is going to come at. I mean, the next good level of support could be this area right here, which was the low here of March, and that's around the 21,500, or maybe slightly below that level, but nevertheless around that area. So keep an eye on this one, guys. I mean, this is an interesting one. I mean, you probably understand that there's a lot of political tensions happening right now in Italy, and this is what's driving this market lower. Looking at the DAX now, and certainly we were higher here. We were trading higher here in the morning, but then you can see this nice move lower here. Certainly a reaction towards reaction to the Italian tensions right now, political tensions. So we're currently seeing this stop here. It found its support basically at around 12,830 approximately there. I was talking about this level this morning, and certainly keep an eye on it. I mean, if we're gonna stay here above, then this goes below that level. I mean, well, this is opening the path towards lower levels here. The next one that we would be watching would be this 12,750 approximately there, and of course below that we do have this 200 EMA, which is quite close to that level that I was just talking about. If we do get a nice break below that level, the 12,750, and then below the 200 EMA, we could end up moving towards this next key area of support around the 12,600. So for now, guys, be very careful here because this market is very unpredictable right now. like I said, due to some political issues, and we could maybe end up moving lower. But for that, we would need to see a nice close below the 12,830. Let's quickly have a look at gold, and gold is still sitting at the same point here. I mean, where we were looking at this one this morning, and it was just around this area here, this 1300. I mean, slightly below it. Now we're slightly below the 1300. Certainly, the area that we're keeping an eye on is this one here. We're still aiming for this lower level here, the 1290 approximately there. If we do get a nice break below this level, below the 1290, then, well, this could place this this commodity below this upwards moving trend line here that started around the December time in 2016. So if we do get it, like I said, if we do get a nice break below here, the 1290, we could end up pushing lower here, maybe even towards this next upwards moving trend line, this slightly shorter term upwards moving trend line that started here around the July last year. So keep an eye on this one, guys. I mean, if we do get a nice break here below, then that's wonderful. I mean, we could end up moving lower a little bit, but if we have a reversal here and if we move towards this well, initially actually towards this downwards moving resistance line first, and if we start breaking that, keep a close eye on this 1307. This acted as a good level of resistance just recently last week. I mean, and if we'll start breaking that, well, then probably gold doesn't want to stay in these low levels and it just wants to get back into the 1300s now. So keep an eye for it on this one right now. It's an interesting one. It's getting to an interesting spot here, so don't miss it. Quickly, let's have a look at the DXY. Now, this morning I was talking about this one, and it was trading almost at this upwards moving support line, the steep upwards moving support line, and now you can see that we're getting a nice strong reversal back to the upside. We took out this area right here that I was talking about, the 94.30. We're moving above it, and of course the question is here, are we gonna stay above this today, or is this actually gonna go back down again and close below? If we're gonna stay above, I mean, there is a strong chance for this one moving towards this next level right here at 94.65. It's a good area of resistance. A break above that could send this a little bit higher, but let's go step by step. Let's see if this level gets hit first. Certainly on the downside, I mean, if we do get a close below the 94.30, we could, of course, end up testing this upwards moving steep upwards moving support line. We could get a test of it again. I mean, and from there, of course, we'll have to evaluate it again, because maybe we'll see a break here, but until we see that break below, I mean, we're more bullish on this one than bearish. Let's quickly have a look at actually one more that I really wanted to show you guys. Is probably some of you might like it, some of you might not, but nevertheless it still kind of plays a role in the financial markets, and that's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is an interesting level right now, at an interesting level, and certainly it's getting closer to this kind of flattish upwards moving trend line here that we've got running since around February this year. And now, of course, the question here is this going to prove to be a nice bouncing ground for this crypto to go higher, or actually is this going to get broken and we're going to aim for lower levels then? Well, to be honest, it's a difficult one until it gets here, until it gets to this point somewhere here. It's, like I said, it's very difficult to predict, but nevertheless, I mean, if this is going to continue to hold, and then if we'll see a nice push higher, keep an eye on this shorter term downwards moving resistance line that's running here. And if we do get a nice bounce from this long-term trend line, keep an eye on this downwards moving resistance line. A break above that could send this crypto a little bit higher. We could maybe end up testing these recent highs again. Let me just highlight those for you guys. So the first level that we would be watching could be this one, the 8,630 approximately there, and then of course higher. But until it gets there, be very careful at this area right here, guys. I mean, this is going to be probably a good area to watch for on this crypto, because if we start breaking this longer term upwards moving trend line, then, well, I mean, we could start testing these lows here that we had in April, excuse me. So we could end up testing these lows initially, and if these don't hold, I mean, this could start rolling over low and moving lower. So for now, keep an eye on this one. It's an interesting one. It's getting to an interesting spot. So yeah, like I said, I'll repeat myself, guys. Keep an eye on it. Okay, looking at the euro against the US dollar. Now, certainly this morning we were up here at around the 117,200, and now we've managed to move lower here. So basically dropping around 100 pips on a day. The question here is, I mean, is this gonna, the 116 is gonna be the ground, or actually we're gonna break the 116 and move lower? Certainly on the slightly bigger picture here, I mean, I've got this level here marked as the next potential area of support, the stronger one, the 1.15 500 approximately there. Good level to watch, guys. I mean, if this is going to continue the way as it is now, then yeah, we could end up testing this 115 500. Certainly keep an eye on today's close. If we get some sort of reversal back to the upside, keep an eye on this level here, guys. I mean, the 116 500 approximately there. If we do get a close above that, maybe we could even see a bit of maybe retracement back to the upside. But then again, it's quite difficult to talk about the upside for now, just judging by this picture. And for us, we would need to see how this day will close, and let's see how today's candle is going to close and where it's going to close, especially. That's the most important, probably. For now, we're not touching this one, and we're just keeping an eye on it. Let's have a quick look at some dollar pairs, and the USDJPY is an interesting one. Keeps balancing around this upwards moving trend line here, and this one's quite a long one here, and it started around September time 2012, and currently we're just bouncing around it. Certainly the question here is, I mean, what it wants to do with it. Does it want to stay above it, or will it stay below? If it stays below, then, well, there is some potential for this pair to move lower here, maybe towards this 108.650 approximately there. Could be the next good level of support. But if that doesn't hold, I mean, we do have some better levels underneath that could get tested. So one of them could be this area right here at around 107.950, or even actually the 108. So keep an eye on this one, guys. I mean, this is an interesting one. It's sitting at an interesting spot. If we suddenly make a move higher here, watch out for the psychological 110 level. We need to see a nice break above the psychological 110 level in order to kind of consider higher levels here, and especially if we manage to get back inside of this rising channel formation, then, well, the downside could be off the table for the time being. Let's quickly have a look at the USDCAD. Now, USDCAD is pushing higher. We are testing, we'll manage to almost test this up the 130, the psychological 130 level. Keep an eye on it. If we do get a nice break above that, and especially if we get a close above the 130 level, well, this could open the path towards this higher level right here, the 131,200. Now, this level has been the high here in March this year, so could be a good level to test, but that is of course only if we get a nice break above the 130, the psychological 130, and especially if we get a close above that level. So if we suddenly reverse back down, if we get back inside this triangle formation here, and if we do get closer towards this 129 150 mark, a break below that, well, could send this pair a little bit lower. So for now, keep an eye on it. Certainly the downside is slightly off the table. It's more the upside that we're looking at, and especially we're keeping a close eye on this psychological 130. We need a nice close above that level. Okay guys, I'll have to wrap it up here, and I thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. As always, join me tomorrow in my Trader's Espresso at 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock British Summer Time. But for now, enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, thank you very much, and bye bye.